Nearly 2 years ago, the Texas Tech campus was closed after the COVID-19 pandemic began to spread throughout the United States. Coming up, find out how a big announcement last week marks yet another milestone in the return to normal here at Texas Tech.
A poster competition, free fun at a local entertainment venue, and a wellness fair were all on last week's events calendar for the university community. We'll have a look back at all those activities and how you can still enjoy an escape from midterm stress before spring break.
And Texas Tech's spring sports schedule is now fully underway after one last Red Raider team made their home debut over the weekend. MCTV's Alejandra Salazar has the details on that story and more in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Nathan Boles.
And I'm Parker Gainey.
2 years ago this week, the Texas Tech campus announced the cancellation of in-person classes for the remainder of the 2020 spring semester due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, with less than a week before the university's first spring break in 2 years, the campus has officially suspended its reporting of daily coronavirus case numbers. Last Friday, President Lauren Skuvanek sent out a memo to all faculty, staff, and students stating that the university would no longer update Texas Tech's COVID-19 reporting dashboard. The dashboard was established in the fall of 2020 to give a daily account of the number of new infections and recoveries within the university community. Skuvanek's memo states that the decision to suspend reporting was made after the city of Lubbock decided to stop updating the COVID-19 numbers on their website last Tuesday. Skuvanek also mentions the decline of cases as another reason for the suspension of the dashboard, but also says that the university will continue to offer on-campus testing and vaccine clinics through the remainder of the spring semester. Last Thursday's final report included 3 new cases of COVID-19, made up of 2 students and 1 employee. There were also 3 recoveries listed, which evened out the number of total active cases at 19. Overall, Texas Tech had reported 1,843 cases of the coronavirus among faculty, staff, and students from the beginning of January up through Thursday, March 3rd. That number was already higher than the total number of cases reported in 2021 and more than half the number reported during the fall of 2020. Based on information from the cumulative totals listed on Texas Tech's coronavirus information page, the university reported 6,663 cases of COVID-19 from August 24, 2020 to March 3, 2022.
In other news, the 21st annual Texas Tech Graduate Student Poster Competition recently took place here on campus. Master's and doctoral candidates gathered in the sub-ballroom last Thursday morning, showcasing their work using a 3-foot by 4-foot canvas that could include text, pictures, infographics, and more. MCTV videographer Kenneth Andrews stopped by the sub and brings us the sights and sounds from last week's competition.
These competitions are very unique in that we give students the opportunity to meet with individuals who are outside of their academic discipline. So I think some of the issues that we have with research are that we're so used to using our own terminology that we don't know how that comes across to other individuals who aren't in our field of expertise. And so by giving students this opportunity to compete, it allows them to practice. So whenever they do get out into the job force or whatever it is that they choose to do, whether that's teaching or entering the workforce, they have that experience of talking to individuals who may not know all of the lingo or all of the terminology associated with their research.
I am really excited about my research, and so being able to present it in this type of format to people who have different backgrounds, different knowledge, and different areas of expertise is valuable to me because I feel like this work supersedes all disciplines.
The annual Graduate Student Poster Competition is open to all master's and doctoral candidates here at Texas Tech. The event is held each spring, and the graduate school even offers free printings for all participants.
Speaking of free, students saving up for spring break had a chance to enjoy some fun at a local entertainment venue last week at no cost to them. On Thursday night, the Student Activities Board hosted a college night at Adventure Park. Students were given a fun and free way to get connected off campus by just showing their college ID. The first 300 students to show up were given a wristband that allowed them to play mini golf, ride go-karts and bumper boats, and even climb the Adventure Tower.
I think it's really important to provide like a free and safe space for students students to go out and do things after hours because I know a lot of students don't get that opportunity.
Last Thursday's event ran from 7 to 10 p.m., with some students taking advantage of all 3 hours of the free fun. SAB is wrapping up their pre-spring schedule this Wednesday with their Relaxation Day event in the sub. Starting at 11 a.m., SAB will offer an oxygen bar and give students a chance to interact with some shelter dogs as an escape from midterm stress. Attendees will also have the chance to help make dog beds that will be given to local animal shelters. The Relaxation Day activities are scheduled to run until 3 p.m. in the Sub Northwest Plaza. As with all SAB events, it's free for all students with a Tech ID.
SAB isn't the only group offering some free options for students to survive one of the toughest parts of the spring semester. One other campus group held a free event in the Sub last week to help students put themselves first in an effort to be well. The Office of Risk Intervention and Safety Education hosted a Health and Wellness Fair last Wednesday in the Sub Ballroom. The event featured student peer educators from RISE who offered tips and information on spiritual, nutritional, and mental health and well-being.
Today we wanted to kind of have all of these resources in a localized spot so that students can come on in, chat with us, ask questions if they have questions about their physical health, or if they have questions maybe about substance misuse or maybe about sexual health. And we just wanted that to be really localized so students could come on in and ask us some questions.
Along with RISE, several other local groups attended the event to help encourage students live their best life. RISE also provided free snacks and drinks during the wellness fair. If you missed out on last week's event, representatives from RISE are always available to give students tips on how to be happy and healthy during their time here at Texas Tech. For more information, visit rise.ttu.edu. Late last week, the South Plains area enjoyed spring-like conditions as temperatures climbed close to 80 degrees for the first time this year. Unfortunately, the warm weather was short-lived after another cold front hit the area on Saturday night.
That's right, Parker. Highs dropped from the 70s on Saturday to the mid-50s on Sunday, and they haven't been much better today. So how long will the current cold snap last? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. We've seen lots of sunshine on the MCTV tower cam today, but looks can be deceiving. Even with the sunny conditions, temperatures have been cooler than yesterday, with highs only climbing into the upper 40s. Overnight, it looks like we're in for another round of sub-freezing temperatures, with lows dropping into the 20s. And that will lead to another cold start to the day, with temperatures expected to stay below freezing until around 10 a.m. tomorrow. After that, we can expect a slight warm-up with highs reaching the low 50s tomorrow afternoon. We'll continue to see mostly sunny skies with only a few clouds late tomorrow afternoon. We won't see much of a change in temperatures over the next few days, with highs climbing a little midweek before dropping off again before the weekend. Wednesday's high is currently expected to be the warmest of the week, but we'll see a return of the wind in the afternoon. Speeds could stay around 20 to 30 miles per hour, with even higher gusts late in the day. Thursday will bring a return of 50-degree temperatures and lots of sunshine, but conditions are expected to change overnight with even more wind and lows dropping back into the teens. Looking ahead, Thursday's late change of conditions could lead to a slight possibility of snow Friday morning and a cold start to the weekend. But spring-like weather is forecast to make a comeback just in time for the start of spring break.
Both of Texas Tech's on-campus diamonds were back in use this weekend as the baseball and softball teams competed on their home turf. Even though Tech's baseball home opener took place 2 weeks ago, the women made their first appearance in Lubbock since last May. MCTV Sports' Alejandra Salazar has the details.
Texas Tech softball is officially back at Rocky Johnson Field, where the ladies are hosting the Janine McCaney Memorial Classic. The Red Raiders will be facing North Texas and Southern University this weekend.
After spending the first month of the season on the road, the Red Raiders started their home opening weekend off with some wins. Texas Tech came away with a pair of two-hit shutouts on day 2 of the tournament by defeating North Texas with a score of 3-0 and Southern 5-0. Tech's pitchers gave up 4 total hits on the day and struck out 19 batters, while the Red Raider offense totaled 15 hits and 8 runs. Texas Tech will welcome Tulsa and Texas A&M Corpus Christi to town on March 12th and 13th for the Texas Tech Invitational. To view the rest of the 2022 softball schedule, you can check out texastech.com. For MCTV, I'm Alejandra Salazar.
With softball past their home opener, Tech Athletics' spring schedule is in full swing.
Alejandra joins us now in the studio with details on even more Red Raider action happening here and on the road in sports. Alejandra?
Thanks, Nathan and Parker. To start things off, the number 23 Texas Tech women's golf team will tee things off at the Trinity Forest Invitational in Dallas today and tomorrow. Live scoring will be available throughout the tournament at golfstat.com. The Lady Raider basketball team took a trip down to face number 5 Baylor. Taylor Thomas scored 11 points and grabbed 8 rebounds in her 29 minutes of action. Despite the Red Raiders' effort to win, they fell to the Bears 82-57. The ladies return to action on Thursday as the number 8 seed at the Big 12 Conference Championship. Tech will play against number 9 Oklahoma State. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. in Kansas City. Moving on, the number 19 Texas Tech baseball team completed a 4-game sweep against Merrimack College. Starting with Game 1, a new face to the lineup, Zach Vuletich, led the Red Raiders with 5 RBIs and plated a run by drawing a walk with the bases loaded. This helped Tech take Game 1 of the series. Moving on to Day 2, the Red Raiders swept the Saturday doubleheader as Parker Kelly stole the show with 3 home runs, including 2 grand slams, for a total of 9 RBIs in the contest. The series finale ended Sunday with a win over Merrimack 12-4. Jace Young led the offense the entire series as he collected a total of 11 hits and 6 RBI. Tech improves 10-2 and number 17 in the D1Baseball.com poll after winning 9 straight games. The Red Raiders will be facing the 2021 national champions, Mississippi State. This 2-game series will play out tomorrow and Wednesday at MGM Park in Biloxi, Mississippi at 6 p.m. To view live stats and scores, you can check out texastech.com. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alejandra. Last week, the Texas Tech Student Government Association held their annual spring elections. Students were up for various positions, including the 4 main executive spots that will lead the group next year.
And on Friday, SGA announced the results from the March 1st and 2nd elections. Austin Phillips was named as the 98th student body president during an announcement held in the sub-courtyard at noon. Phillips will serve as president during the university's centennial year. Along with Phillips, Andrew Ibrahim was elected as the external vice president, and Aaliyah Efote was chosen as internal vice president. Jeremiah Neal, who ran unopposed, was also elected as graduate vice president. The 4 executive candidates were up for election, along with senators representing the university's 10 colleges, the graduate school, and university studies. Last week's elections were held following an executive candidate forum that took place on Monday night in Media and Communication Room 353. During the forum, the candidates addressed their goals for the next school year and answered questions from fellow SGA members, the Daily Torador, and the audience. The winners of this year's election will be officially inducted later this spring.
So, Parker, did you have a chance to vote in last week's SGA elections?
I sure did. How about you?
No, I was learning how to call softball games and homework, and I kind of just forgot and got tired.
All right.
It happens. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.